my friends. Welcome back to another beautiful day here on the vaRAIety podcast. And we are cruising into a new episode 34. We're kind of in that time period where the numbers, there's not like I guess that's just being in the middle of the 30s that we don't have a milestone number coming up, like 25 or 20 or 30. We're on 30, 34. So soon we'll be on 35. Then we'll be on 40, 50, etc. I'm glad that I just taught you how math works. In case you didn't know, now you know. You're good at math. Congratulations. Your dreams have come true. I hope you enjoy. Well, it is currently, when you're watching this on the drop day, it will be dropping on March the 30th, which is 2 days before my birthday, and 3 days, 3 days before LVFC. We have a vaRAIety birthday LVFC again, which is cool, because my birthday fell, on the Monday of LVFC, which is technically after the con is done, but we just partied Sunday night of the con for my birthday that year. But it's a rare treat for my birthday to fall in the con, and I don't know. I think for me it's pretty cool. Some people might not like it, although again, technically my birthday is the day before the con. It's close enough, right, that people will, I hope, want to celebrate with me the day after. And if not, then they suck. Screw you. Celebrate with me. Do it. Why won't you do it? Huh? You don't want to celebrate with me? Huh? Why are you gonna be like that? Well, you should celebrate with me. But yeah, we got a lot of exciting things coming up. It's gonna be a busy couple weeks. By the time this drops, who knows? Maybe Kelmori will be listening to this in my house. Kelmori is one of the most dedicated vaRAIety podcast listeners, and this will be dropping. He'll be in my house. It'll be bright and early. He might be awake. He's an early riser. He might be awake with nothing to do. I'll be sleeping. Maybe he'll just say, "Yo, what if I listen to vaRAIety's podcast at vaRAIety's house?" Maybe he'll do it. So shout out to you, Kelmori, if you're listening to this while at my house. And if you're not listening to it while at my house, if you're already home, then hope you had fun. And hopefully, I guess if you're listening to it, you probably had enough fun at the con, because if you had such an unfun time that you hate me, you probably wouldn't listen to my podcast anymore. So I'm going to say, if you're listening to this, you probably had fun. So I'm glad you had fun. And if you never hear this, then, who cares then? Because you didn't hear it. So no problem. Anyway, what are we talking about today on the podcast? Well, I figured we'd talk a little bit about cons and just, the privilege we have of seeing our internet friends, usually a few times a year at a con, etc. Because, it is a privilege, I think, and many people don't have that privilege, whether it be if you live in a particular country that it's hard to travel from, or you're just far from everything, you don't have the money, etc. There's many reasons, but I think it's something to be thankful for, that you have, there's a lot of different factors that go into being able to go to a con, right? You need money, you need to you need either time off from work or the ability to travel. There could be something else, like maybe you live with family and they say, no, you're not going, something like that. So you need money, you need the ability to travel, you need health. If you have bad health and you can't travel, that's definitely a thing. You need, the time off of work if you have work, or just the time off of school. Even I remember being in college, and especially even more in high school and stuff, when it was just very difficult to travel at certain times. Like, I definitely had trips ruined when I was in college. Maybe ruined is a harsh word, but I had trips negatively affected where I really wanted to go on a trip and I couldn't because of the time of the year that it fell during, whether that be maybe finals or I had actually a really good friend that I used to go to BLFC with, and I know he had that con ruined sometimes because it often, back in the day, BLFC fell during May, June timeframe, and I remember a lot for him it would be it would fall during finals week in college. By that time I was not in college, so I didn't have that problem, thankfully. But I know that's a thing. So you need the health, you need money, you need time off, you need to live in a place where it's easy to travel, you need a situation where you can travel. Because again, some people live with their families and their families can be kind of controlling and say you can't travel. So you need all those things to go right just to be able to go to a con. And then you need all those things to go right for your friends that you want to see, right? Like, let's say you have a few close friends. Like, for example, I'm going to be seeing two of my dearest friends, Leo and Aaron. I mean, Leo and Kel. Why did I say Aaron? Aaron's not coming this year. Next year. Leo and Kel will be there. And yeah. And so it comes down to I have to have all those things go right. And then those two have to have all those things go right as well. Plus other friends, obviously, that are going and stuff. So, like, in order to be able to see your people at cons that you want to see, you need a lot of things to go right for a lot of people. So I think a lot of the time we don't necessarily appreciate it as much as we could, the amount of things that have to go right for a trip like that to happen. Really any kind of hangout, even if it's not a con, you know. Sometimes I think back at my wedding where we got together a lot of people, and it's difficult to be able to get a lot of people on a schedule that can afford to go, that have time off, that, you know, every factor has to go right. And especially for us, as furries or just as internet-ish people in general, we have friends from all over the world. And so it's 10,000 times harder. I'm pretty sure it's even tough for like normies who only have friends maybe like that live in another city in their state, or maybe they might have moved and they live a few states away or whatever. Like, we have people that we're coordinating with across the freaking planet, you know, oftentimes for these kind of things. So it really is something to be thankful for. And I think it's something to, as frustrating as it can be when it doesn't work out right and you don't get to go on something like that and you really wanted to go, I think it's, you know, and I had this happen last year where a lot of things went right for me, except one thing, having someone to watch my dog, to go out to EF last year. And I felt a lot of FOMO missing that con, right? And a lot of badness and stuff. But I tried to rationalize the fact that it is extraordinarily hard to get people together, and even just yourself. So it was a difficult thing. It's not like an easy thing where you should feel entitled or expect that you're going to get to have these experiences. So if it doesn't work out, you know, oftentimes, unfortunately, that's the most common outcome. So we'd be extra thankful when you can pull it off. And, you know, obviously, it's not even a guarantee, even if everyone wants to do it, even if everyone can do it. There can be, I've had trips screwed over just by airline things at the last second where we thought the trip was going to happen, and then something happened with their flight or their airline or something, and then the whole trip, I mean, the trip still happened, but someone got affected by that, right? I've had trips ruined of my own from airport experiences, and so you never really know. And sorry, I'm going to take a sip of water because I'm very thirsty. All that yapping got me very, very thirsty. But so yeah, I think it's important to appreciate that and to not be hard on yourself, because I know a lot of people are hard on themselves, like, oh, I don't have many local friends, or sometimes any local friends, or I don't get to see my friends as often as I'd like, or, you know, whatever it may be. And you know, it's a challenge for us people that have a lot of internet friends, a lot of online friends, and, you know, maybe the majority of your friends are on the internet, and you just don't get to see them all the time. I mean, again, I'm fortunate. I saw Kel last year at LVFC. I'm seeing Leo for the first time since 2023. It's now 2026. So life is hard. Life is complicated. Life is busy, and you might have great friends that you don't get to see very often just because it's really hard to organize that kind of thing, and everything is busy. So it sounds like kind of negative, just saying like, well, that sucks. Life sucks. Oh well. But it's not something to beat yourself up over. And I think a lot of the time it comes down to that, like, oh, if only I was more successful, or only I did this, or only I did that, maybe we can make it happen. And I just want to kind of reiterate that that's really not how it is. It's just a difficult thing to set up. Even if you have everything going for you, you have a great job, you have time off, you don't have, you know, anything holding you back from going. Even if you have all that stuff going for you pretty well, it's still difficult to coordinate with people. So don't blame yourself, and just appreciate those times that you can have, the memorable times together as friends. And appreciate it for what it is, because I've talked about this before, but like I have friends that I last saw at BLSC 2019, last time I was at BLSC, and a lot of us said, see you next year. And then COVID hit, a lot of things happened, blah, blah, blah. My life got busy. Everyone's lives got changed in different ways from those years. And then poof, it's been almost 7 years now and I haven't seen those people. So appreciate the times and just realize that you don't know when the next time is going to be. So enjoy it, and don't take it for granted, like, oh, it's a guarantee I'll see you next year, or anything like that. Take it as enjoy the moment. Don't look ahead. I know a lot of people, and this is like something that bothers me when people do this, is focusing too much on looking ahead, right? Instead of living in the moment. When you can have great times at that time, we really don't know what's going to happen in the future for any of us, how our lives might change. God forbid, if something happens to us and we're freaking dead by next year, there's no guarantees in life. And I think I definitely didn't have that perspective in 2019 at that BLSC, I remember. And I mean, obviously I was 7 years younger than I am now, so I'm a little more well-traveled. I don't know what the word is. Mature could be a word to use, but I don't know if that's necessarily the case. But I just have a different outlook on it, right? And I think it's important to have that kind of outlook, and just to focus on that moment. And this con coming up, there's I'm definitely the guy who pushes and says, oh, you're coming back next year, right? And tries to kind of tease like that. But I'm aware of the fact that nothing is guaranteed. I mean, I assume I'll be back next year because I live here, but you never know. Well, anything could happen. I could have medical issues and have to sell my house and move back to California. I mean, who knows, right? Anything could happen. So we have no guarantees that any of us will be here next year, or even, hopefully we'll all still be friends, but you don't have any guarantees. So enjoy the moment, be thankful for it. And when it happens, just, appreciate it. And when it doesn't happen, know that there will be more good times to come, even if you're missing out on that one. Because like I said, last year's EF was really the only time I've ever felt actually bad and or have anxiety about missing something, right? That I'm actually missing out on something. Because usually I'm just like, there'll be more stuff. And I even let that one get me a little bit. But it's important to remember, again, this year, knock on wood, unless something bad happens, I'll be there. And something bad could happen, and it could get screwed over again. But, you keep trying, and again, try not to blame yourself, because it takes a lot of different factors for something like that to be pulled off. Any kind of con, any kind of travel, any kind of trip. It takes a lot of different things to make it happen. And so if for whatever reason it falls through, falls apart, try not to get too down or say, I never get what I want. Nothing ever goes my way. I'm horrible. I'm worthless. Try to focus on, didn't work out now, but there's many more. That's a good thing, right? There will always be another furry con. There will always be another con that your friends are going to. I mean, I guess unless they leave the fandom or decide they just hate cons, which if that's the case, I mean, you probably don't want your friend to have to go to a con if they really don't like cons that much that they're never going back to a con. Like, why would you want them to have to be there and doing something they don't like? So at the end of the day, that's okay. And, you always can, someone, is a furry, they don't like going to cons, then you can always do something separate, a separate trip, etc., etc., etc. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So just enjoy yourself, appreciate the moment when it happens, and take it in for what it is. Because, this year at LVSC is I would say is a pretty particularly big year in terms of amount of people I know that are going to be there. And, since back in the heyday of BLSC, I always had quite a crowd that would go, right? I worked hard over the years to tell a lot of friends about it and say, yo, come to this con, it's freaking sick. And they did. We built quite the crowd that liked to go. And everything was great. Then COVID hit, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people stopped going, et cetera, et cetera. And so, sorry, I'm taking another sip of water. I'm really thirsty. But yeah, I feel like, 2024 LVFC was like kind of like my first con since BLSC 2019. And it was like, okay, well, let's kind of rebuild here. Told some people, hey, this is a cool con. You should come over. It's a neat place. And then in 2025, of course, got Kel and gang to come. And that was great. This year, Kel, Leo, Helix, Yasha, Roy, a lot of people that I know are going to be there. So it feels like we're rebuilding the, and even some people from other countries that are coming that I know. It feels like to some extent, and I mean, I'm not saying these people are only coming for me because I'm just one guy, and but it feels more like those BLSC days where people wanted to come because more and more people that are kind of, either in our community or adjacent to our community, etc., are going. And I like that. You guys know me. I'm someone big on building community. And so I want the community to be built. And that's, I can help facilitate that by kind of, poking people and saying, yo, you should go. And it feels good, right? It feels nice to kind of build this community of people that I know. And that's exciting for me. But also, it's kind of how do I say this? It's kind of hold on, I'm trying to think how I want to say this. It's more so just about being able to see people there that are enjoying each other, right? Like I'm not trying to be the guy that like I don't like that responsibility, mind you, of being like the guy that like people are only there for me, right? I like it to be a community of people who like each other, who want to see each other, who are excited to say like, hey, Yash is going, like that's awesome, or Leo's going, etc. Like I want people to be excited for each other above all else. And of course I'm there. I'm happy to be a facilitator. A lot of people are shy. I'm happy to facilitate meetings for people, and I'm happy to say hi, of course, hang out, etc., etc. But I don't want to have to be anyone's like you only know me, right? I want to be one of many people and again facilitate the community because I don't want it to be all about me. I like it to be sure. I'm I'm a I don't know how to word it. I'm me. You guys know me. I'm the guy that brought a lot of us together as friends, right? But at the end of the day, I can't do it alone, and it's very important to me that you're excited to come to see other people, not just me. I mean, I hope you're excited to see me as well. But there's so many awesome people that are there, and that's what I'm thankful that I'm kind of growing back is a group of people who are excited to come to the con every year. And I mean, it's only been a couple years, so it's not like it's been like I could say we had such a tight run of a bunch of years, but like, more people are hopefully going to come next year, and then more and more and more, and we'll keep on building the group of people that go to LVFC from my community and adjacent communities, and through word of mouth. It's about people that have a good time and want to come back, and I'm always thankful. It makes me happy when someone says I had a really good time and I'm going to come to LVSC every year now, or I had a good time. I really hope I can come back, etc. Whatever it may be, I'm happy to know. For me, that's like the best compliment is knowing that you had a good time and that you got to spend a lot of time with a lot of people, right? Not just me, because I'm sure I'll be spending a time with a lot of people, as I always do, because I'm me and I'm bounce around and see everyone in the world as much as possible. But it's like it's let me think how to say this. I mean, I guess I've already pretty much said it. That's just very important to be able to have those group memories, right? Like have so many people that keep coming back and you can count on, because again, it's hard for people to coordinate seeing each other even once a year, right? From far away places and whatnot. So having a con where we can all kind of, and I say all, not everyone, of course, unfortunately, but to have that, a lot of your friends are going to be going to, that you can count on, that, like, I mean, I'm just one person, but you can count on, assuming nothing really tragic happens to me, that you'll see me every year at LVSC. And I think that should be comforting, right? That you know that you can see me every, just as an example, I'm just one person again, but like as an example, that you can have a thing and say, okay, well, LVSC happens in April of a year. I know I'm free in April, so I can usually take time off from work in April, so I can always count on being able to see Raichu and whoever else from the community comes that year, because there will be more, and it's just good to be able to say, to count on that again, because life is very hard, and I talk about it all the time, how you need to have things to look forward to, and having just a kind of safety con, right? That is just like, it's there. It's there. Some of the people that are going to be there that you are close with, or that you like spending time with, or that you can count on, that you can count on to spend time with you or to be around you, etc. That makes you feel good, makes you feel comfortable to be around, etc. It's nice to have that comfort, because it can be scary. Cons can be scary, and if you're going to a con where you're not sure, maybe like, oh, sometimes my friends go to this or whatnot, then I don't know how many people I'll know this year. I'm kind of tentative to book, etc. It's a lot more anxiety inducing than to say, well, I'm booking LVSC. I know Raichu will be there. I know, let's just say like Cal will probably be there, or Leo might be there, etc. Like, you have an idea of some people that will be there, some people that you're pretty darn sure will be there, and you're not going into something hoping that, hey, what if my friends decided they're not going this year, or something like, I'll be there. So you have some level of comfort, and I think there is often that anxiety about going to cons and just no one is there, which would be a shitty feeling. Like, thankfully, I never really had that. Although my first ever con, which was BLSC 2016, I really only knew me, Toshabi, and our two roommates. And and that's not true. Like, I was around the fandom, so there were other people like that I would see at the con and say, oh, I know you. But like, I didn't go into it with like a truckload of friends, right? Now when I go to a con in this day and age, every con I go to, there's going to be tons of people that I know, right? Like, I already could name a huge amount of people that I know will be at the con that I know very well. And then there will be surprises. Like, even last year, it was a whole lot of, oh, wow, you're here? That kind of thing. But it's nice to just have a good core of people. Just like in anything, right? Like, you're going to join a Discord server to know that you have some close friends there, rather than joining a Discord server and being like, well, I know anyone here? I don't know. Or anything. Like, remember when we were in school and you would like have a new grade, right? I don't know about y'all, and I don't know about how it is in other countries, right? But for us, it would be like when you go from like second to third grade, right? You would go to a new class. You'd have a new teacher, right? And it was random. There would be like 3 teachers, and it's like, well, whoever you end up with is who you ended up with, and you don't know who's going to be in your class. So like, I remember very vividly, like, we would end second grade, and then like close to when third grade would start, like the class postings would go up, and it's like, oh God, like, I hope I have a lot of friends in my class, right? And then you would check the thing, and it'd be like, okay, I know like John, and I know Tim, and I know like blah blah blah, and like you're like breathing a sigh of relief, like, oh, thank goodness, like, not all my friends are in my class, but like I know like these few people, right? Like, a few of my good friends are in that class, so like, that's good, because if you just are in a class with no one it's like going to a con with no one and like, sure, you can meet new people, that's great, but also there is comfort knowing that your close friends will be there when you show up, and that's the same thing at a con. Sure, like, the furry fandom is big, there's always a billion new people, cool new people to meet, and I can't tell you any con that I ever went to where I didn't, meet some new cool people and add them to my friend circle, right? But it's still good to go in and be able to say, I know Raichi's going to be there. I know Leo's going to be there, and just to have, again, that level of comfort that you're not going in completely blind. And will you be spending much? Who knows, right? Like, I generally assume that it's going to be a mystery of how much time I spend with anyone. Except, there's a couple people that are in my room and whatnot that I can count on that I'm probably going to see a lot. But like for the most part, I safely assume that it's a mystery. You never know how much you're going to hang out with someone. Cons are extremely busy, and so you shouldn't assume like, oh, I'm guaranteed to get to see these people for this amount of time, right? And so anything you get is a good thing. But again, just having that comfort, even if it's just knowing that Raichu's out there at the con and you're going to go to the con space and you might not see him, you might not see him this time. He might be busy, but he's there, I don't know. Is that crazy to say that? I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a fairly common thing. I know I feel comfort. Like last year, there was a lot of people that I was trying to see, and I didn't see everyone I wanted to, but I did see a lot, and there was just that comfort, and there's some amount of joy and comfort knowing that someone that you're good friends with is at a con, or even not good friends with. Even you're friends with them, you only see them once a year at a con, and, unfortunately, you don't talk a whole lot outside of it, but that when you see them, it's always awesome. And knowing that they're there and you might run into them at any time is very exciting. And I think that's the best part. And that again, that's another thing beyond that is once you experience it, I think you start to expect it, is that the whole running into random people that you didn't know were going to be there. Like I said, last year, I still get that, I guess joy is the right word. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. I still get that joy of seeing someone that I had no idea was going to be at the con, right? And then you run into him and it's like, holy crap, you're here. Wow. Like, I didn't know I was going to get to meet you in person. That's really awesome. And it's so fun and exciting. And it reinvigorated my kind of like excited feeling when I'm walking around, like, who knows who I might run into, right? Who knows what kind of like person I haven't seen in a while, like maybe a long while, or that I haven't ever met ever. You never know. And sometimes, and that could be for any reason. Maybe they're a good friend of yours and you just, for whatever reason, they have been busy and didn't get to tell you that they were going. And you found out and you're like, holy crap. So it's always such a good feeling. And I'm excited because there's some people that I know could be at LVFC this year. I don't really know for sure, and I don't even know if in the next week before the con, or by the time this video goes up, the couple days till the con, I don't know if I'm going to have time to like check in on them. Who knows? Maybe I won't even check in on them. Maybe I'll just show up at the con, and if I see them, awesome deal. Maybe they're there, maybe they're not, who knows? But I think that little bit of mystery is exciting and fun, and it adds a lot of spice to the whole experience. And so I've got, I think, again, that's the key, is have some people that you can count on. I know they're going to be there, my backbone, my core group, and I have some people that aren't part of my core group that I'm still excited to see, that I'm sure I'll see at some point. And then I have some people who, honestly, I have no effing idea if I'll get to see them. I hope I do. Maybe not. If not, no worries. If I do, cool. So it's something to look forward to, potentially, right? As a non-guarantee, but as a little added bonus if I get to see someone that maybe I'm not even expecting, or even know if I'll see at all, or even doubt that I'll see. Maybe I'll get to see them. It's just something to look forward to, something to keep it exciting. And a little bit of unknown, maybe it's the gambler in me, I'm a little bit of a gambler. Maybe it's that I just like the idea of no guarantees and just having a mystery opportunity to meet people. And then, of course, to be open-minded about the possibility of who new people you might meet, whether that be friends of friends, and oftentimes it's just people that you don't even expect to know. Like, we made a new friend last year named Perry, and the only reason we even met him was, I'm trying to think how did we run into him the first time? That's a great question. I was going to say it was at the Otter meetup where Otterly met him, but I feel like they met before that. Where did we meet him? Well, let me tell you, that's part of the cons as well. Sometimes you are, you're a bit inebriated and you forget something. So I don't even remember where we met him, but we met him. We hung out with him. He still likes my tweets on Twitter sometimes. And I assume we'll very likely be back this year. Again, no, we don't have any like plans to hang out or anything, but I know that's a possibility. We'll see him. Maybe we'll hang out. Who knows? Because that's a good thing. And another good thing about Las Vegas FurCon is it's a smaller con. So you can see those people just chilling in the lobby. You stand there, you hang out, and you people watch, and you see people you walk by that you know, and it's really exciting and fun. And then you get to scream, "Oh my God, Bob." I don't know. I'm just saying a random name. Bob, oh my God, it's you. And then they say, "Oh my God, Raichu, it's you." And then everyone's happy, and it's fun, and it's cool, and you're living your best life. That's how it should be, because life is hard, once again. So enjoying those moments at the con, even if it's something small like seeing someone you haven't seen in a while, is very important to just to take in, to appreciate, and to enjoy the moment. It really is the backbone of just having a good time. And something interesting I was thinking about, like how few people probably even have an opportunity to celebrate their birthday at a con. At least like that it's close enough in terms of like within a day or a couple days of your birthday, like, I mean, I guess you could celebrate your birthday at any con, right? Like your birthday's like 3 months from that con, and then you're just like, oh, well, we're celebrating it now because, because I feel like it. But like, you know what I mean? Like realistically having your birthday fall next to a con that you can actually go to, right? Because I mean, sure, there's probably a con around anyone's birthday, I assume, because there's like a lot of cons these days. But like if it's in like freaking, I don't know, Thailand or something, and you live in America, for example, like, I mean, it might be difficult for you to get to go, so I understand that it's not even feasible. For me, it's like my birthday con, like a con that falls like basically on my birthday multiple years, and probably will next year too, is also like my home con. Like, that's pretty dang freaking lucky, right? I mean, I guess unless you hate your birthday. I know some people like that. Not me. I enjoy it. I like it. What I mean, like, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Am I weird? I like attention. I don't mind a day where it's like about giving me attention. I mean, I don't know. But see, then again, other people like attention. Are they just shy to receive the attention? Is it a thing where you like it, but you're shy to get it? I don't know. That's interesting. That's an interesting thought about attention, right? Because a lot of people, I feel like they don't, like they act like they don't. Is it just like that whole thing of like, no, don't, like you want to be stepped on, so you say like, no, don't step on me or something like that. Like, is that what it's about? Like, no, don't give me attention, but you actually want attention? I don't know, man. I've learned in my life, and this is an important lesson for you kids who maybe are scared to ask for things you'll want. And I've talked about this before, so it's kind of like a redundant topic, but like, if you want something, you should ask for it, right? Like, I remember for years, I didn't ask for like a promotion that I wanted at work. And then I was just like, well, like fuck it. Like, even, it was like around the time that Toshabi and I broke up, right? And like, at that point, it's just like, like, fuck it, YOLO, and you're in that mental state of like, just, whatever. What have I got to lose? Sigh. And I just like asked for it. And then like, I got it like right away within like a couple months because I asked for it. And if I didn't ask for it, I probably wouldn't have got it because I hadn't got it up to that point. So like, I don't know, if you want something, just ask for it. If you want attention, if that's what you need, just say that you need that or you want that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess it, it can't hurt. I feel like anyway, right? Like, if you want that promotion, if you want like, I don't know, anything. You want that, you want that job, apply for it. Like, you want that apartment, put it in an application, even if you think you won't qualify for it. You want to buy a house, well, find a way to freaking try doing it. Whatever it may be. Like, just give it a shot, right? Because most of the time you don't get things you don't ask for, except some people do. In my community, right, I feel like I encourage y'all's bad habits by just giving you what you want, even if you're too shy to ask for it, right? Like attention. So maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'm a, I often think that I would be a very bad parent, because I would honestly just like encourage bad habits. Like the kid would just be spoiled, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like I spoil a lot of people, and I would probably spoil a child. So probably a good thing that we don't have a spoiled ass zoomer brat ass millennial. Not millennial. I'm not. I can't have a millennial child. They'd be my age. That would be a little bit creepy. But yeah, like, I don't know. Probably a good thing. But I guess that's the moral, right? Is ask for things you want. And I hopefully won't go too far into this topic, because I already had this. I think I've talked about this topic before, but yeah, just try asking for it and stuff, because yeah, it's like if you want to like room with someone at a con, right? Like I think that's the way that I found out that kind of thing, like that it's important to ask for things, is like people are inherently, a lot of people first off are just shy, right? Like they're not going to give it to you because they're too shy. Like they might want you to be in their room at a con as well, and you might want to be in their room, but you're both too shy to ask the other, because from both perspectives it seems weird. Like one is like, oh well, they're so cool, they probably already have another room, and it's just weird if I ask them to be in my room. And then from the other side it's like, oh, they're cool, they probably don't want creepy ass me in their room and stuff, so it's like neither of you ever asked. And then I mean, I guess it comes down to like, we talked about the whole like dating thing and making moves, and like if you don't ask someone, if you don't express interest in someone very bluntly, they might never do the same to you, even if they feel the same, because people are shy and it's scary to ask. But it's also how you get what you want, because if you don't, then good luck. I guess other than with me, because I give everyone what they want without even having to ask. I'm so freaking nice and cool and generous, and also very modest, if I didn't mention. But like, yeah, I mean, just ask. I feel like we're always given that lesson in life from a young age, and it's like the worst they can say is no, which isn't entirely true, because it's like it's not really just like a simple no. Oftentimes it's like a creepy no. Like let's just say like you ask someone to be in their room and they actually did think it was creepy and that you're weird for asking them. Then I mean they'll say no, but also they think you're a creep and they're never going to speak to you again, right? So technically, them just saying no wasn't the worst thing that happened. The worst thing that happened was that they, don't ever want to speak to you again, and sucks to be you. So, yeah, is what it is. It is what it is. So have some healthy fear, but also just ask. YOLO, as the kids say, because I don't know, the limbo is always worse. If you always wonder, like, what if I had asked them to be in their room? And I know, like, even for me, someone pretty darn confident, there's been times where I'm thinking, like, oh, I probably shouldn't ask them to hang out. Like, they're probably busy, or they probably don't like me that much. And then, like, we find out, like, down the line, like, damn, they wanted to hang out with me. I wanted to hang out with them. But, like, again, someone doesn't make the move. So I think it's, like, an accumulation of those where at this point I just effing make the move if I want to make the move. Now, sometimes I just can't be bothered. Like, I'm somewhat interested, but also, I don't care that much. Like, I can't be bothered to make the move. But oftentimes it's just at this point for me, like, screw it. I'm too old to care about if you hate me for making the move. So I'm gonna make the dang move, because yeah, I don't have time. I don't have time to wait. I don't have time to wonder. I don't need no anxiety. I don't need to be sitting there worrying about it. It's like we say, don't worry about it. So try to help yourself have something that you don't need to worry about, that you can worry about less. The less worry you bring upon yourself, because a lot of worry we bring upon ourselves just by not being clear with each other, not communicating well, etc. And then we bring the worry to ourselves. Trust me, I was a good old worrier when I was a young lad, and thankfully not so much anymore, because I just freaking make a move and just go for it and say what I'm thinking and express my feelings and communicate well. I think I communicate fairly well. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I think so. It's an important thing, because if you don't communicate well, then you're just going to be screwed. Communication is honestly like the most important skill you can have for any job, a relationship, friendships. Like, it an intangible skill that gets you a lot of good things in life that you probably wouldn't get otherwise if you didn't have it, because it's kind of I feel like it's one of the cores of success in life. Maybe I should make a book called The Cores of Success in Life. That probably exists or something similar. I don't know. But if it doesn't exist, I guess I'll just go make it. Why not, right? Why not? Just on a random freaking Wednesday, just go make a book. I'll go start writing right now, and by the time this podcast is out, I'll have another published book. So, why not? Why not? Who's gonna stop me? You're not gonna stop me. Are you gonna stop me, viewer? Nah, you want me to succeed. I hope anyway. I feel like I'm fortunate. Most people in my life probably want me to succeed. I don't know. I guess that's probably the norm, but also I'm appreciative. It's something not to take for granted, right? When you have people in your life that genuinely want you to do well, some people surround themselves, believe it or not, I think a lot of normies surround themselves with people who kind of like when they fail, like, the like competitive type, like, haha, I get more bitches than you, or I don't know. Is that a real thing? I think it kind of is, though, low key. Like, it's kind of like a meme or like a bit in movies or TV shows and stuff, but I think it's kind of an actual thing. I think it's one of those memes/bits that like is a meme/bit, but also it's because like it became a meme/bit because it has an air of truth in it to it. So I think that's probably to some extent the truth. So surround yourself with people who want you to succeed in life, because there are people out there who want you to succeed. And, there have been, it's interesting, a lot of, like, people in my community or around my communities over the years, because, I've ran many communities in my life beyond the vaRAIety ravine. Obviously, I'm getting pretty old. We've had a good run on the vaRAIety ravine, so maybe it will be my last ever community that I run, which I've been running communities for over 20 years now in various sectors, so... who knows? It'll probably be my swan song, as they say. But, yeah, a lot of people say that, like, they've never really had that supportive group around them. And I think that's kind of sad. It's not kind of sad. It is sad to not have people in your life that have your back and are genuinely cheering for your success. Like, genuinely, the close people in my lives, when Leo got his job and got to move to the US and like got all that confirmed, like I was genuinely as excited as I have been for one of my own accomplishments. Like, I don't want to say ever, right? But like genuinely like to that level of hype when that happened for him. And I think it's important that you surround yourself with those people who are not just putting on a show, right? Like, oh, yeah, I'm so excited for you. But who genuinely are like, holy shit, that just made my month that you succeeded there, or that you got that thing you were working toward, or that you got that job, or got that scholarship, or got accepted to that school you wanted to, or like got in a relationship with someone that you wanted to, whatever it may be, whatever level of success or whatever thing you're trying to accomplish, having people that are genuinely super excited to see your success and make it their almost, not necessarily make it their success, but, like take it as a win for them too. Like, yes, my friend gets to be happy. I think that's such an important thing. It makes such a difference. And I think a lot of people in our community could probably attest to that it feels great to have people genuinely rooting for you. And I try to root extra hard for the people because I know that a lot of people never got to experience that. And I want to encourage them that there are people out there, especially in our community. I'm a little biased, but like especially in our community, there's tons of people who want nothing but your success and are super, super, super excited. Not just a little excited, not just putting on an act, because sometimes you see those people who are like, you can like they act like they're excited for the person, but you can tell they're kind of not really. It's just kind of like you feel like you're supposed to do it, right? Like, I'll be honest, I'm not going to lie to you. I've worked with people before who I didn't really like per se, who accomplished something, and everyone is like congratulating them and stuff. And I'm like, hey, congrats. but it's just mostly because it's the socially acceptable thing to do, right? You need to tell them congrats because everyone's telling them congrats. Versus, like, again, like the example I just used with Leo, where it was genuine, like, couldn't be any happier level of congratulations and feeling like that relief, like you know that relief you feel when you accomplish something like really big in your life. It was like that level of feeling, which is honestly kind of crazy when you think about it, that you can feel that level of excitement for someone else, right? Genuinely not faked level of excitement that someone else accomplished something that you know is going to make a really huge positive impact on their life and genuinely change their life drastically for the better. And I think it's just really cool. I mean, it's like, it's for them, obviously, right? But like, I think it's a fun feeling to experience because I think we all know that feeling, I hope. And to be able to feel it more is never a bad thing, right? Like, if it's a great feeling. So, hey, if you can be that invested in your friend's successes, then you get to feel that feeling more, that really good feeling. And hey, you know, like, we all need some freaking good feelings because life is very difficult. And hey, if you can just give yourself a few more good feelings throughout the week, where, you know, some weeks, a lot of weeks, I feel like you don't get all that many good feelings. So when you can get those good feelings extra, it's like, oh, hell yeah, dude, give me those good feelings, inject those straight into my veins and let me feel them and let me enjoy myself and, you know, take it in and appreciate it for what it is. It's an opportunity for a good feeling. Because who doesn't want that, you know? If you don't want that, well, you're just a negative Nancy and I don't like you, so don't talk to me. Okay, fine, you can talk to me, but I'm still going to try to change your mind, you know? When someone profoundly negative, I admit it, when someone profoundly negative is negative toward me, I do be that guy who's like, I can fix him. You guys know Paubert? People want to fix him. That's me when someone's negative around me. I'm like, I can fix them. I'll give you a spoiler alert. Doesn't really work all that well. But you know what? It's an effort worth chasing, in my opinion. You know, it's like, if we can have a little more positivity, I think most of us could use it in our lives, because shit be pretty negative a lot, in this, especially in this world. So getting to grab a little positivity where we can, take it and run with it wherever you can get it, no matter what it is, even if it's something small, like I don't know, like I got to go on a walk today and there was some flowers that smelled nice, or like it was there was like a nice cool breeze and it was really pleasant to be outside. Like, take anything you can get in that regard and appreciate it. Take the small things, the big things, whatever it may be, a new job, a new internship, new school, or just something small. Like, I went on a nice walk and it was a little breezy, it was been hot, it was nice weather today, and I got to walk my dog and he was really happy. It's a big one for me, right? Like, a positive thing I can experience every day, right? Like, no matter what kind of shitty day I'm having. And I read something about this today, about like, your dog doesn't know how much you weigh or how much money you make. He just knows that, like, he's glad you're there or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I talked about this before too, but I'll reiterate it because it's important to remember. And I know a lot of people that are listening to this maybe have pets or have had pets and can probably attest. No matter what my day is like when I walk my dog, he is always so excited. And even like when I visited my parents a few weeks ago, my dad sometimes walks the neighbor's dog. Admittedly, that dog, it's a husky, by the way. Admittedly, that dog's owner is kind of not the best owner. If you know anything about huskies, you know they need a lot of exercise and walks, and she doesn't really walk her dog a lot, unfortunately. So I know that he's not necessarily in the best state in terms of getting exercise and whatnot. And that's just always kind of been a thing, unfortunately. But my dad's been walking him for a few months now, and I've known this dog for many years, actually. The dog is about Jax's age, about 11, I think, years old. And my dad's been walking him and whatnot. And when I was there, we were walking him together because, you know, I don't want to brag, but I am kind of bragging. I'm kind of an expert on walking huskies, right? So I walked him with my dad. And I remember on one of the days that I was there, My dad, listen, my dad really doesn't like exercising much. I love exercise. Like, I would walk all day just for fun. My dad is kind of like, sigh, I guess I'll exercise because, like, I don't know, you're supposed to or something, but I don't really want to. Um, and so, like, one of the days we walked this neighbor dog in the daytime. And then it was like later in the day and we weren't really doing much. And I said, well, why don't we go walk him again? Like, I have a husky. Like, I promise you, he would love to have a second walk. Like, him getting one short walk, and my dad does not walk him for like a long time. But anything, of course, is better than nothing. So I'm not like shaming my dad. My dad is 70 years old and does his best. But like, I said, like, well, what if we like take him for another walk because he would love it, and like I know he's definitely ready for another walk. Like, it's been 8 hours, so he would be happy to take another one. My dad kind of didn't want to, he doesn't really like exercising, but he's like, sure, whatever. And I was talking to him while we were walking and stuff, and I was just like saying how for us it's like a 20-minute thing, but for the dog, again, it's like a life-changingly fun experience and a surprise, right? I often compare it to like, maybe you guys have had this experience as like children. When your parents, you don't really know maybe where you're going. Your parents are taking you somewhere and it's like a surprise, or you like wake up on a weekend and your parents are like, oh, we're going on a trip or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe your parents have surprised you like that in the past or something similar. But it's kind of like that for the dog. And I was telling my dad, I was like, yeah, for him, it was like 5 seconds ago, he thought like, sigh, I'm just gonna sit out here outside. And they keep him outside too, which is, I don't really like that. But anyway, like the dog was sitting outside and I was like, yeah, 5 seconds ago, he was sitting outside like, sigh, like I'm just gonna lay here and be bored or whatever. And now just all of a sudden it's like, surprise, you're going on a walk. And like he had no idea, he wouldn't have expected it because he doesn't get walked all that often. And then all of a sudden it's like the best day ever. And we spent 20 minutes of our day, but we just made his entire day, right? For like a minor thing, which by the way, I mean, is also good for us. Like getting exercise is a good thing for us as well. So like, it's something so simple. And again, it's that same thing we were talking about with how a dog, they don't really care about anything else. They're just happy that you're there. If they get to go on a walk, that's like the best thing ever. And I can say I've had plenty of shitty days where for me, I'm just like, oh God, I don't want to walk. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay in bed and be sad, or like sit on my computer and play games and eat hot Cheetos. I don't know, be sad. But to see the happiness that it brings him just to get outside and just to live life a little bit, to get to do something so simple as going for a walk, just appreciate the things, right? And that's kind of why I ended up on this tangent. I was talking about like, you go for a walk, you smell the flowers. For a dog, it's going out, you sniff some, I don't know, dogs, what do they like to sniff? Some other dogs poop or pee on the ground and whatever other scents they smell. I don't know. Dogs be smelling real goodly compared to me. So they be smelling all kinds of things that my brain can't even fathom. But maybe they like smelling flowers too. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Do dogs like smelling flowers? Maybe I should Google that. Should I do it right now? Should I Google it while we're live on the podcast? Sure, why not? Do dogs like smelling flowers? Yes, many dogs enjoy smelling flowers due to their highly sensitive noses and natural curiosity. Some dogs may stop to sniff a flower in bloom, while others may ignore it. Yeah, so I mean, I guess maybe they like, maybe some dogs like smelling flowers. So, yeah, I mean, it's just as simple as that, to appreciate that. And for the dog, again, it's appreciating that little thing. We don't oftentimes don't appreciate little things in our lives. Those little moments that kind of make life worth living, and it is extraordinarily important to do so when you can, because if you can't take at least some positives out of any given day, that's something I try to take when I can, is like some positive out of the day, even if it's something small, like I didn't get everything I wanted to do done, but I got this done. I got to eat like a good dinner or some pizza or something. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's a little thing, like, oh, I had a really nice dinner, or I had that walk with Jax, it was really nice weather out, or something small, whatever it may be. I try to take something small from any day, because I feel like, and again, just to not be too kind of overly optimistic where it seems unrealistic. Sure, there are days where you say, I use the term punt, and the idea is like in football. I think I've explained this, but just in case anyone new is listening, in football, there's a action called punt, and it's basically like we didn't do very good on this drive. The series of plays is called a drive, but it's basically like an equivalent for us of like a day. It's like I didn't do very good on this play on this day, but I'm going to make the most of it by kicking the ball far away so that they have to go farther to get it. And that's kind of the idea of like punting on the day is like, for us, it's like, I didn't have the best day, but let's punt on today and we'll come back tomorrow and, give it our all. Come in tomorrow with a positive attitude and see where it takes us, So some days you do have to punt. Maybe there's not much positive that came out of them, but I think most days we can probably take something small out of. And it's on us sometimes. Like, hey, I had a shit day, but I'm going to eat like, I don't know, some freaking candy that I like, or like a nice dessert or something. Whatever it may be. Find something that you can at least say, well, today was not very good, but at least I had this, even if it's small. Find a small something to appreciate, because it does do a lot for your mental state, I feel like. And it can be very, 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 very difficult at times when life is looking hopeless and feeling shitty. It can be extraordinarily difficult, and trust me, I've been in those times where things are so dark and gray that you can't fathom looking at things optimistically or looking at things in a way where you have hope or that you can take something good out of the day. So I definitely get it if you're struggling to do that, but try anyway. Try anyway, because what's the harm? I don't think there's any harm in trying, right? The worst case is I can't really think of anything positive that came out of today, but you know what? We'll come back tomorrow and give it a shot. And then, come back tomorrow and give it a shot. You probably, if you really stop to think about it, I'm pretty sure almost anyone can take something good out of any given day. I got a good night's sleep. I got a lot of rest, I got to play this game that I really like. I got to talk to a friend today. I think any of us have, and I'm thinking of like anyone here that might be listening. I'm sure we can think of something positive, or even if it's not something positive that day. Well, today wasn't great, but next week I'm going to a con, or I'm going to do this thing, or I'm gonna see my parents, or whatever it is that makes you happy in life. There's probably something to look for, either to appreciate about today, to look forward to. Hey, I'm going to order some, and this is something I did often, would be like something to look forward to. Like, I'm going to get some pizza on Saturday or something, and that's going to be a nice treat for me. So that's something to look forward to, right? It's like, I got something that I can say, today kind of sucked, but Saturday is going to be freaking cool because I'm going to have some drinks and eat pizza and maybe play a game that I like or something, whatever it may be, whatever makes you happy. You can adjust the what is it called? The goal, that you want to reach, or the thing you want to accomplish, or the thing you want to do on that day. Adjust it for what makes you happy. But I think you can find something, and you're the one in charge of finding something, right? That'll make you happy. If you don't find it, other people won't. It kind of comes down to the same thing about asking for what you want. If you don't think of it, it's not like I can magically, I could try, but most of the time people aren't going to magically find something to make you happy. You're going to have to find something that you can appreciate, or that you have to look forward to, that you can enjoy and make the most of it. So that is on you, bucko. That is all your responsibility. I can't help you with it. Although I would try, because, I like you to be happy. Whoever you are out there, I want you to be happy. I want you to succeed in life. And I think if you give it a good effort, a good attempt at finding that happiness, I think you'll do better than you expect, right? Because it's easy to get negative on things, and you gotta do what you can. Take it a day at a time. Take it a moment at a time, really. You don't have to even take it a day at a time. Just take it moment by moment and enjoy each moment, like our dogs would, like our pets would. It's a good thing to do. So, my friends, that is about all I've got for you for this March edition of the vaRAIety podcast. I almost forgot that my name on my own podcast. That's crazy. Next time, we'll hopefully have some cool stories from LVFC. I hope I'll be able to make it a fun little LVFC highlighted, what do you call it? Like episode. I think that would be really cool. And so I'm going to try that. Who knows what else there will be to talk about? I'm sure we'll find something. We always do. But until then, my friends, thank you for all the love and support. Thanks for listening, as always, as we cruise on through episode 34. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Find that good in life as best you can. Much love.